Alan Greenspan said at the beginning of the week that the U.S. economy is in the worst shape than at any time since the Great Depression. Please explain why your candidate would be better for the economy over the next 4 to 8 years. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you, please. Certainly, Mr. Greenspan said that this is a once in a 100-year problem, once in a century problem that we're facing. I believe that same day Mr. McCain said that the fundamentals of the American economy are strong. I ask the citizens that I represent in Detroit and the 400,000 Michigan citizens that have lost their jobs over the past 8 years, the thousands of Michigan citizens without health insurance, the still thousands of Michigan citizens losing their homes to foreclosure or very close to it, do they feel the same way? Resoundingly, no. The housing crisis is deepening. Energy and food prices are continuing to soar. It is time for an emergency economic plan for America, a real economic plan that recognizes first and foremost that there is a problem. And I still have yet to hear that admission from the McCain-Palin campaign and that of the existing president that there is a problem with America's economy. First and foremost, under the Obama Emergency Economic Plan, there will be a $1,000 emergency energy rebate for every American citizen. We'll pay for this using the record profits, the windfall profits of big oil companies, and we will give that to every American citizen. In Michigan, under the Obama plan, 5.2 million Michigan families will receive this energy rebate when Obama becomes president. Second, it is time for another round of economic stimulus. Senator Obama proposes a $50 billion round of economic stimulus to go hand in hand with investments in infrastructure and green energy. This will result immediately in $1.67 billion of direct assistance from Washington to the state of Michigan. As a representative of the legislature, someone that is working every day to balance the budget, we would certainly welcome $1.67 billion. Under President Obama, we will definitively and aggressively tackle the housing crisis that exists. We will continue to strengthen FHA mortgages, and we will continue to ensure that homeowners will be able to stay in their homes. Senator Obama proposes a 10% tax break for all mortgage investments for American citizens. That in essence will give 10 million American homeowners an opportunity to stay in their home. And yes, Barack Obama believes that we can cut taxes as well, but he will cut taxes fairly for the middle class. And he will create a middle class tax cut of $1,000 for more than 95% of all American workers and their families. The Obama tax plan is called Making Work Pay. It's $500 per worker, $1,000 per family. 5.2 million Michigan residents will receive middle-class tax relief under President Obama. By contrast, Senator McCain's plan would leave out 3.5 million Michigan residents, Michigan households. That's 72% of all Michigan households will see no tax relief under the McCain-Palin plan. Where would he spend his money? Well, $2 trillion would go to large corporations, $4 billion of that going to big oil companies. The Obama plan will also eliminate taxes on senior citizens making less than $50,000. That's my grandma. I don't know if it's yours. The Obama plan would completely eliminate taxes for 291,000 Michigan seniors and eliminate the need for another 930,000 Michigan seniors to even file actual income tax returns. John McCain's only middle-class tax plan would completely leave out the 1.2 million seniors helped by the Obama tax plan. Now, to make savings and pensions more secure, something that we're all struggling with, Senator Obama will automatically enroll every worker into a workplace pension plan that is portable. You can take your cell phone with you when you change companies. Why can't you take your pension with you and guarantee your security protection? And Senator Obama's plan, highlighted by a commitment to education, will provide every student in America that wants it $4,000 tax credit for tuition in exchange for 100 hours of government service. We think that this is a plan that invests in economic growth and real job creation, and it is a realistic approach. Don't take our word for it, because he's going to tell you that we can't pay for it. But independent studies like the Wall Street Journal have said that this plan is paid for, and it is reasonable, and we can make it happen immediately.
Thank you. Rusty, your turn to explain why your candidate would be better for America's economy over the next 4 to 8 years.
Sure, I'd be happy to, and I think John McCain is better for the economy for one simple reason. We'll begin with that. Because he's the one that's advancing pro-growth policies. Because what we really need to do is create a stronger job growth and job market in this country. That's what's going to get America moving again. And how are we going to get America moving again? We're not going to fix America by increasing the money that goes to Washington, D.C. We're going to get the job market going by taking that money and getting it back in the hands of you, middle class, students, senior citizens, and investors, to invest on your own, to plow back into small businesses, self-employed, create the job here in Michigan and across the rest of the country so that we can get America moving and growing again. That's why John McCain says no to the death tax. Obama's on the other side of that. We say no to the marriage penalty. We say no to the pension penalty. Right now, pensions, the tax on pensions, for those of you that own 401ks or stocks, that's about 140 million Americans, about 2 out of every 3 adults. And we're already getting hammered in the stock market now. Your rates have come down to 25%. They're scheduled to go back up to 35%. McCain supports keeping them low so we can invest that money into jobs, create more jobs for the future. So when our kids, like my children, yours, Buzz, yours, graduate from a great place like Grand Valley State, or my daughter who's over at Aquinas, there'll be jobs here in Michigan. Because I don't want her to have to go to Florida or Arizona or some of these other pro-growth states. We'd like Michigan to be a pro-growth state as well. It hasn't been for quite a long time. I think McCain can help on that front with pro-growth policies that will put more money back in the hands of us, more money back in the hands of self-employed, more money back in the hands of small businessmen, because that's really what this is all about. He's also got plans that he's put forward to help the auto industry and the big three. Critical to the state. And I know this is nothing I've mentioned before, but GM, Ford, and Chrysler are going through very, very tough times. Part of that, of course, is their own making. But there are other factors as well that come into play. And what they're asking for is not a handout, but a helping hand to try and help them get back on their feet. That's critical to the state of Michigan. That impact is not just in southeast Michigan, but the benefit of not just the big three, but the auto-related jobs and all the other manufacturing jobs and service jobs that attend to them flows all across the Michigan economy, all the way over here to West Michigan. So John McCain's got a plan to deal with that as well. I think John McCain has plans that will not increase Washington. That's why John McCain is opposed to earmarks. Even though earmarks have been abused by Republicans, John McCain has always opposed that. What we don't need is more money flowing into Washington or from Washington. We need more money back in the hands of citizens and businesses here in Michigan and across the country. That's what's going to create jobs, and that's what gets America moving again.
Thank you. Well, our next topic has to do with foreign policy. And with 2 wars that are still going on and concerns about national security, would you please explain to the audience why Senator Barack Obama would be a better president for national security, a better commander-in-chief over the next 4 to 8 years? 5 minutes, please.
Thank you very much. John McCain's supporters will tell you that this election really does hinge on foreign policy and that it plays to his strengths by continuing the same policies of the past 8 years. Under the Bush administration, I think in fact that our enemies have grown stronger, our enemies have grown more numerous, our allies are less willing to work with us, and would anyone be surprised to wake up one day and find out that Pakistan, which has nuclear weapons, has collapsed into civil war? In fact, I read in yesterday's New York Times, it stated that Pakistani troops are ready to shoot to kill any U.S. soldier that crosses their border. I would ask you, does that make you feel safer at night? And that is the Bush-McCain agenda. It is time for us to change the mission. Obama will change our mission in Iraq in particular and responsibly redeploy our combat brigades in direct consultation with military commanders and the Iraqi government. We can redeploy our troops and bring them home within the next 16 months and leave a residual force to target remnants of al-Qaeda and to protect our service members, diplomats, and to train the Iraqi forces that are still there on the ground. And this change in mission will ease the burden on our troops and their families while increasing our flexibility. It will also restore to Michigan, let me point out, that Michigan itself has contributed more than $17.4 billion to the war on Iraq. Imagine what we could do with $17.4 billion here at home. It's time for us to finish the fight against al-Qaeda and the Taliban.